Hello friends, long time. Today I am at Whistler, British Columbia to talk with you about Baha'i Calendar and astronomy. So let's go straight into the topic. We have 7 days a week. In some calendars, the week starts from Monday, some from Saturday, some from Sunday. And we use the stars to identify the days. From the Western perspective, it is Sunday is the sun, Monday is the moon, and Tuesday is the Mars, and Wednesday is Mercury. Thursday is Jupiter. Friday it is Venus. Saturday it is Saturn. Whew. From the Eastern perspective, every planet has its own character and symbol. For example, Jupiter, it's a huge, because it's a gas planet, it's huge, and it is associated with the element wood in the Chinese astronomy. And it symbolizes dragon, maybe because it's magnificent, because it's large, so it is associated with dragon and the eastern direction. So likewise in the Chinese directions, the north direction, west and south are associated with certain animals, and sometimes it is also projected to astronomy. For example, the Wednesday Mercury associated with wisdom in the Chinese astronomy. Then we move to the Baha'i calendar. You know, when Baha'u'llah designed the calendar, he made the days divine. From Monday to Sunday, every day has its name. For example, Sunday is beauty, Monday is perfection, Tuesday is grace, Wednesday is justice, Thursday is majesty, Friday is independence, Saturday it is glory. So every day has its name. So if you look at both the Chinese perspective and the Western perspective of the planets, actually Baha'i Calendar elevated them to a new level and also work with them in a harmonious way. So for example, we think about the sun. Manifestation of the God is associated with the sun, and so it is beauty. And when we look at Monday associated with the moon, and in the Baha'i faith, the master Abdu'l-Baha is often compared with the moon because the moon doesn't have its own light, and its light is from the sun. But the light is also perfect, so it is perfection. So it has a deep meaning about what the Abdu'l-Baha's station is. It's a unique station. It's not Earth, it's not sun, it's the moon. So if we need to go down that topic, we need to make another video about that. But to make long story short, Monday, moon associated with perfection. And Tuesday is the Mars. Mars in the sky, sometimes it shows, sometimes it's not, and it has beautiful color. So it is a grace. It's Tuesday. Wednesday, Mercury in the Chinese philosophy, it is a symbolized wisdom, and in the Baha'i calendar, it is Wednesday means justice. So justice is the name of Wednesday, and it happened to be associated with Mercury in the Western calendar, and Mercury is also the wisdom. And the next is Thursday. Thursday, Jupiter, huge, magnificent dragon, and in the Baha'i calendar, Thursday is majesty. Friday in the Baha'i calendar is the end of the weekend, and it's also a day associated with rest. Even though this Friday as weekend hasn't been practiced in most places of the world, it is associated with that in the Baha'i calendar and independence. And Friday is Venus. So if you look at the Chinese astronomy, Venus is associated with white. It's bright, and it's in the word-to-word translation from the Chinese calendar, from the Chinese star. Venus is very white, extreme white, golden star. So, so this is white shining there, out there, alone there in the sky. So independence. Interestingly, Venus is also the goddess in the Greek mythology. So think about a woman associated with the concept of independence, right? And after the weekend, the Saturday is the beginning of the week in the Baha'i calendar, and also associated with the Judaism calendar and many other calendars. And Saturday is Saturn. It is the star of the earth in the Chinese calendar, in the Chinese astronomy. So if you have looked into Saturn, the star, the planet, from the telescope, you will be so impressed of the first time you saw it. It is just so unexpected, even though you know it has so large, beautiful rings. But when you first look at it, a planet with the rings, so how can you not see that it is associated with glory, right? So if you look at a Western perspective, associate each weekday with the planet or the sun or the moon, and from the Chinese perspective, each planet has a meaning, and also it is associated with the element. Tuesday, Mars, it is associated with the Earth, associated with associated with the fire. Tuesday is associated with the fire. Wednesday, Mercury is associated with water. Thursday is associated with wood. Friday associated with gold. And Saturday associated with earth. So every element. And from the Baha'i perspective, it just married both. And then if you have watched it till now, personally, this is how I step-by-step research these things. Is when I started sailing about 7-8 years ago, I started to be very attentive to weather, not just to temperature or sun, but also to wind. And then when I sail at a bigger boat, at a longer cruise, I pay more notice on the tide. And the tide associated with the star, and then you learn navigation and stargazing. And when I used the online app to watch the star yesterday, the sky was so clear, and I literally compared my map on the phone to the sky and identify all those constellations. And you can see that the Western way of the constellation is animals and mysterious human figures. And it also pointed you the direction. You can use it to navigate. You can divide the sky, and based on how the sun and moon move, I mean, the earth actually move, depends on which is the reference, right? And you can design the calendar. And same way, from the Chinese perspective, the sky is also divided by into portions, and there are 28 constellations in the Chinese methodology, and there is no animals. It is all like the palace and the ministry in the sky, and it is associated with the calendar, is associated with how the moon move across the sky, and every planet and every constellation also has its own character. So when look at it from both and referring to the Baha'i calendar, you can see more insight from this perspective. And this is the same way, just to confirm again that the Baha'i faith harmonized both the East and the West. And when we are more aware of our environment, it just makes us enjoy everyday life more. Thank you.